You know, this is Student of the Game. You know, this is whereby we bring you that juicy conversational content that gets to adjust your mindset and you get to learn a lot.
Any exclusive.
That's what I like.
It took a lot of convincing or a lot of risk taking for me to be able to do what I'm doing now.
You know, my parents have never once limited me, and if I was interested in anything, you know, they would say do it.
All the sacrifices, everything, it's actually starting to pay off.
You know, so there's no excuse of being a failure anymore. You know, this is Student of the Game. This is where we go hard. This is where you grind. This is where the facts are over emotions. You know what I'm saying? This is where we define you.
You gas me up too much.
Hey, gassing, I'm just speaking facts.
I am not feeling anything. Wachana na mimi Castro. Wachana na mimi.
Najua tunaona alafu huko kwa YouTube bado unaanza comment. Ni hapa. Style hizo mtiaji.
Wengine wanaona ni kama niko traumatized mpaka saa hii.
Wala sio established Africa. Wako na mshele sana.
Onyeshe like how this game is supposed to be played. Just show them.
Watu wengi tunakuwa wasanii lakini we don't become a brand. That's why I left the issue of there's upcoming, there's heart and there's legacy. I'm ready to be a student. I'm a student already.
We are all students of the game, man.
Ini warm up. Msele mnaigizwa buffet mnangwaya. Chapeni start alafu sasa tuingie ndani.
I remember like my friends laughing at me. Who's laughing now?
Yeah. Who's laughing now? Subscribe to Established African. We got a lot that's coming that you can't handle on your plate, man. You know, here we give game every day. Hey yo, welcome back to the Student of the Game. And today, it's a special day. You know why? I have somebody special who's very beautiful. Matter of fact, she ain't just beautiful, she's beauty with brains. She's a community leader. She's known as Miss India Kenya. And she did just get this title out of nowhere. She had to work for it. It wasn't easy. And this journey just didn't start the other day. She started this journey way back while she was young, as a toddler, and she'll get to tell her story, and we're gonna have some good time today. So if you're into the beauty world, if you're into the cosmetics, if you're vegan, this is your show to watch today. And today we have none other than Miss Shivani.
Hello.
Miss Kenya, Miss India.
Yes, hi. Nice to finally be here and make this happen.
Damn, Shivani, you know, I'm even out of words right now, just for the fact that you're here. I didn't believe that you'd pull up.
No, I mean, it's definitely an honor, and you know, it's always good to share your story, just so maybe you can always motivate or influence someone else.
Oof. And speaking of influence,
Yeah.
you didn't just start the game the other day.
No.
You're a real student of the game. You're the baby of the game, matter of fact.
Pretty much.
So let's take it all the way back.
Rewind.
So, Shivani ended up in a show in the traditional media back in the day. How old were you when you joined it?
I started NTV when I was 9 years old.
9 years old.
So between the age of 9 to 18, so pretty much my whole teenage life.
You were working?
Yeah, I was working as well for the media, and you know, it just, when other kids would get to play and be at home on Saturdays, you know, I was out on location shooting, and I mean, the hustle started really early.
So you've been a media personality from a very early childhood age.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you were able to put together a show while you were young.
Yes.
At that age.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was sort of a really good push to start to be, you know, take more responsibility from a really young age, and just to make sure that, you know, I started to make myself known, and just, you know, it taught me a lot of discipline, because I had to, you know, manage school as well as having a part-time job almost, and so, you know, it was really good, just as a learning curve for me throughout the rest of my life. So then now when I'm older, doing, you know, any videos or podcasts, it just comes naturally.
And how did it start about? Did it start like, did you audition for this job, or did someone recommend someone to get you to the, you know, in front of a camera? Because a lot of children are very shy in front of the cameras.
Yeah.
So where did you build your confidence first and foremost from?
Wow, yeah, I don't mean it to be a brag fest. But the 2 years before I got the job at NTV, I was participating in Matter Heart Run.
Oh,
So
I remember Matahatron. It was a gig, man.
Yeah.
We used to wait for it.
it was
fun.
big,
It
yeah.
was big, yeah.
And both years in a row, I think I raised about, if I'm not mistaken, 160,000 one year and 500,000 shillings the next year.
Solo.
Single-handedly, yes. Like, I mean, obviously my parents sort of were helping, but it was just through different initiatives and myself personally approaching people and
Wow.
again just trying to make a difference. So that was how I sort of got into more of the public figure.
Wow.
And so I remember, like, this is one of the most vivid memories of my childhood. I was
Yeah.
standing in Nyayo Stadium in front of 10,000 people. There's like little 8-year-old me.
Wow.
And they're like, say something. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just kind of was like, you know, we should all help each other and some cute little speech.
Wow.
But I realized then I wasn't quite afraid of people. And so I think that kind of was my push into the limelight. And then from there, you know, NTV and KTN at the time approached me and NTV sounded like a good spot. So yeah, there went the next 9 years of my life.
Wow. So you know, the fact that, you know, I can see the self-drive from a very early childhood,
Yeah.
you know, age, that shows me why you're Miss India Kenya, because now I can see that when you want to do something, the go-to person, like you're the,
Yeah.
if you fix your mind to doing this, you're going to do it. And being able to raise those amounts as a child, that's a great, I'm a business developer. So I'm looking at you like, you should be in my team or something. We should be business partners,
I
man.
know,
Like that
honestly.
drive is inborn. It's just like me.
Completely. I mean, like, that's the thing till today. I'm someone who I can't just kind of do it. Like, either I do it and I do it 120% even, you know, or I just won't commit or engage. Yeah. So it's
Wow.
all or nothing, you know, a little bit
all
too
or
hardcore.
nothing. I
But
like that.
you know, that's the only way you make it through life sometimes.
Jeez. So Shivani, man, like NTV, you got the G3 show.
Yeah.
It was popping. You finished high school while you were still in it.
Yes.
And then now you relocated a little bit to UK for further studies.
Yes, I went to the UK for university. I
Which
was at,
university was this?
University of Nottingham. So yeah, it was.
That's when it was the teenagehood kicking nicely, or did you start misbehaving while you were here?
You know what? I actually say my time in university was like the healthiest point in my life.
Wow.
Like, you know, everyone's like, oh, were you so? I was like, no, that was actually the most healthy point because I was. That's when I kind of went fully vegan, and all my friends were either gymnasts or athletes or. You know, they were always some sporty individuals, and I lived in a flat with all these vegans and vegetarians, and we'd all cook. I remember I didn't have takeaway like once in an entire year in university, and so I was really healthy in uni, and I did politics and international relations. Thinking I was going to do more media work. But yeah, then I ended up coming to Kenya and doing health, fitness, nutrition, and retail. So yeah.
And now you are the person who you are right now.
Yes, yeah. It really just shows. I mean, I thought I was going to do a different career, and it's still not necessarily off the table, but it just shows when you're really passionate about something. And if you give it the hard work, the discipline, the energy, and the focus and commitment, that you can turn your passion into your life, you know?
That's true.
And so then it's no longer work, it's just you're doing what you're supposed to do.
And you're loving it.
Yes.
Man, so you've been a business developer as a child, you've been a philanthropist as a child, you've been a media personality as a child. Man, like, you've accomplished so many things that's the opposite of children to want to do. Like, especially teenagers. Did you even have time to, become a teenager? Like, did you find time to get, puppy love and stuff like that? Did you even enjoy that, any of that? Because you're famous. Did you enjoy it?
I mean, so it was always a balance.
Okay.
So I was very productive growing up. So even like social time was scheduled out. And I think it just was life for me. I didn't feel like I wasn't being a kid. I just also found it boring. I was like, well, I'm going to sit at home on Saturday. Like, what do you want me to do? So I'd go either for a dance class or some sort of, I loved math, so like a math class, or, just always keeping busy and active and rolling. So, no, I think it was just, it was a different childhood than my peers, but I still loved it,
You still enjoyed
It
it?
was still lots of fun, for sure.
Wow. For me, the thing that surprised me is You know, we met at the Healthy You store.
Yes.
And that time I was with my client. I was a manager that time.
Yeah.
And I'm managing this big personality. And then now I walk in and I look at you and I'm like, this face looks familiar, but I don't know where I've seen her.
Where did it come from?
Exactly. I'm trying to think, like, was she the girlfriend to one of my boy? Was she, did we meet somewhere in a music video? Like, I'm trying to think, you know what I mean?
From where,
Where did I meet her? So as we went by, you know, and you know, that day we met and it was like all good, you know, it's all good, I'll keep in touch, we'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
So I hit you up.
Networking.
I'm like, yo, I need you on the cast. I need us to do something. And you want my bubbly. First and foremost, I thought you'd refuse. Be like, nah, I don't just do any media. Because, you know, people call you for, you know, for people tell you certain reasons. But the fact that you're so humble and, you know, you just came to, you know, a young show that's growing, you know what I mean? That shows that the fact that, you know, you carry along a lot of morals with you.
Oh,
Where
completely.
did you get this? Is it from mama, papa? Where did you learn this? How to become morally, you know, like, you know, ethical and...
I think, well, first of all, like, big shout out to my parents because I think they're two really great individuals.
And shout
and
out
both,
to your parents.
I mean,
They are legendary.
Yeah.
Letting you do a show as a child first and
I know.
foremost.
I mean, they were always supportive
Wow.
of me, and in fact, I think they really sort of pushed me to be driven.
Wow.
But what I didn't think they realized was that they also created a monster. so when I remember, like, in high school, some weekends, my mom literally took my books and she's like, "You're cut off. Like, go do something else." And so now sort of like they know how hard I am on myself, so they've completely become the opposite where they're telling me to take it easy, you know, relax a little bit, you know, and I'm just like, no man, like you did this to me and I'm gonna make you proud. So I mean, yeah, definitely my parents were a big push into it, and you know, it just shows like reap good qualities, and again, it's, you know, me being here is just because for the support, and it's just it's lovely when people can come together and just wish well for each other and just do what they can to, because you know, it's not that if you rise I fall, we all rise together.
Up, we bloom.
Yes.
Man, I like your mentality. You know, that's why I love this generation, because we are fearless and we want to like cross information, and you know, because even back in the day, it could have been really difficult. You know, like we've come from a very long place as a society as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, from the colonizations to where we are right now to where we are moving as a nation as well.
No, definitely.
You know, so I mean, for me, the thing that really surprised me was after G3 and all that, you still went and studied, graduated, came back.
Yeah.
What inspired you to want to do the beauty pageant? Because it's an industry that's considered very shallow, but at the same time, it's considered as well very community oriented, because at the end of the day, a lot of community leaders are born there, and that's why I call you a community leader. Because at the end of the day, you being Miss India Kenya, you're able to show people that, you know, hey, I'm not just a model, I have a lot of responsibilities that I gotta come with in this industry.
Well, there's a lot. The first thing with me participating in the pageant, I never thought I would do something like that before. So the fact that the only reason why I did it, to be honest, was because I got dumped. and so
Wait. You literally contested because you got dumped.
Well, it was more like,
You were like, I gotta make sure I'm not that ugly.
well, no, it was more.
And I can see where it comes from, because you know you're not like you're an alpha, like I think you're alpha.
Very. I mean, like, as you see, I'm very driven, but it wasn't
Wow.
more. It wasn't more.
That's some great motivation, though. If that made you win.
It was more like the thought of, I don't know. I was just like, well, I'm free now. Like, let me do something. And so then my friend was one of the photographers for the competition, and for years he's been like, do it, and I was like, no, not my thing. And then all of a sudden I was really free, and I was like, why not? And no, it was amazing, because I think it was I mean, last year there wasn't a pageant, obviously, but it was
'cause of the
amazing.
corona and stuff. So you've been there for 2 years now.
Well, no, so you hold your title for a year, and then the next year there's a new person who goes to the competition and whatnot. But yeah, no, it was really great experience, because I got to go to New York and compete internationally. So that's
So
the
you
thing.
did the New York Fashion Week?
Not Fashion Week, but the competition there.
Wow.
Yeah, so we went to
So
New
it was
York.
international now.
Yeah, I mean, there was Miss France, who's gorgeous, still an
Whoa.
inspiration till today. Miss USA won. But yeah, no, I mean, there was like 25 representatives from all around the world. And yeah, and that's the thing, the whole competition, as much as it's a pageant, it's still beauty with brains, you know? Like,
Yes.
what are you bringing to your
What
to
I
the
bring
table?
to the table.
Yeah.
Damn, Shivani. Man, it's great. I mean, yo, so you did the contest while you were here?
Yes.
So was it like while you were registering to become now a model, you know, this time you're mature, you know, everything is,
Yeah.
you know, you're of age.
Yeah.
How was the process for somebody who might want to, you know, pursue the same thing that you did in terms of, you know, becoming a Miss
Yeah.
title, you know what I mean?
I mean, obviously, with anything, it comes with a lot of criticism, and so you do need to have a thick skin because you know, obviously, the modeling industry can be quite controversial, especially when it comes to physiques and looks and being a woman and being a woman of color and I mean, curly hair, straight. You know, there's so much that goes into it, but you just really have to know that for them. I don't know, I think of it like you have to take a step back and, for example, if you're talking about fashion modeling, you're just a coat rack or like a hanger. So really, like, if you're not as thin of a hanger as they want, like, too bad, whatever. You know, it's not worth compromising your health and vitality over. So you do need to take like a mental step back and just realize, like, you know, you're just a physique at the end of the day, and you shouldn't attach too much value to that. And I had to learn that really hard with being in a wheelchair for a year, which is a story we'll get to next.
We gotta talk about that.
Yeah, but then now with the pageant though. Yeah, so in Kenya it was tough. I mean, it was literally like 1 month, I think, you know, every day, including Saturday, Sunday, like 6 hours long, you're walking, you're practicing, you're doing choreography. And that was tough, but you know, always when you get to the second stage, so when I was in New York, that was really tough.
Was there some crying moments? Did you cry?
I did. So
breaking down?
So there was, I mean, obviously you're there. It was very bizarre. I was in the middle of like a hotel in New York with all these pageant girls, and because it's Miss India Worldwide, they actually brought in some very like the top choreographers of the Indian high fashion industry, which is amazing. I mean, to be trained by them, but they were so tough. Wow. So I mean, you're walking 13 hours in these high heels, and because of competition, we had a month to train here. We only had 5 days to train there, and so it was non-stop. And I remember the day before the competition, my ankle was getting swollen. And I told the trainer, I was like, hey, we're getting close. Can I just I'll do everything, but can I just ditch the heels? So I told one of them. I didn't tell the other. I think she went for water or something. She came back. She sees me walking, and she just stops the whole hall. And she's like, why are you here? I was like, I'm for the competition. She's like, why aren't you in heels? I was like, my ankle's swollen. She's like, you're weak. She's like, if you can't handle this pain, you can't be here. And so keep in mind, it's like 5 days of 13 hours, you're walking in heels, you're not sleeping because you're practicing into the night, your choreographies and whatnot. And I just had to walk off and take a moment and just be strong. And I mean, it's a tough industry, you gotta push yourself, but yeah, it does you proud at the end of the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It must have been a very competitive beauty pageant, because now I can consider global. What are they looking for in that? You can even ask, it's hard even to think, what are the judges thinking?
Yeah.
Because everybody is beautiful, so what are we looking into aside from beauty that will make you different?
Well, I mean, so two critical things, other than obviously the walk and looking good, is the talent section and the question section. So that's where they'll give you sort of a fairly controversial topic to answer. And you have to sort of show your diplomacy, your eloquence, your confidence, and your intelligence when you're answering the question. And then the talent section, of course, is what else are you other than just a pretty face? Like, what can you convey? How can you make an impact with your talent? So, yeah. Yeah, so it's not just, as much as it's okay, yeah, you look good, it's also what can you do with that?
What's the beauty of the brains now?
Yeah.
That's why you get defined.
Exactly. It's through that hardship that then you push through and you're like, I can do this.
Man, like for me, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, I think you've walked through all the emotional phases of a business person.
Yeah.
So for you, it's just like you can just decide to take it to the next level because you're broken.
Yeah.
You've been through moments, so there's nothing that could be harder than what probably you've seen in terms of that level of performance.
Exactly. And so, I mean, like, just reference to that, you mentioned, like, I've walked through it all. And I'm like, yeah, I've also not walked through it all. And so, not even 24 hours after I got off a plane from the New York pageant, like 2 days before, I'm walking on a New York stage with models from across the world.
Wow.
And 48 hours later, I'm in a wheelchair because I dislocated my knee.
In the process of the pageant or
No.
afterwards?
I landed, I went to the gym the next day, and I got
That
an
was a
injury.
mistake,
And so it
yeah.
just went from super high to super
So
low.
low.
And so anyway,
And you really stayed before you healed. Your leg really took some time,
I mean,
yeah?
just long story short, I
Yeah.
had to get like an emergency surgery because my knee was locking. So I was, even at risk for doing serious damage to my knee. And so, I mean, I had everything from a dislocated knee, a chipped bone, surgery. They had to go do a more complicated surgery. And then I fractured it 5 times afterwards. So for a year, I was kind of like, will I walk again? Will I not walk again? And so that was the toughest point. Just 1 year being so limited, and from someone who grew up dancing, was so active, movement is such a big part of my life, to just be nothing. It was tough, and I mean that's what it shows. Even your body is so fragile, and that's why I'm so careful with taking care of it, because it's not just it's a vessel for your soul. And so for me, when it comes to anything to do with beauty or fashion or trends, I'm like, as long as it's healthy and sustainable, I think true beauty is health and wellness.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
health and wellness. And like you're saying, I think also through that moment that you were going through, you walked into the shoes of, we gotta be people who are very, very, instead of being more complainers, we gotta start appreciating the little that we have. Like just walking, literally. Like the gift of walking, it's a gift that a lot of people take it for granted.
Completely.
Just the fact that you can be able to move from one place to another place to get yourself this done. We take it for granted until you walk into those shoes. My dad last year became disabled. He lost his leg.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's now a person with disabilities because he's diabetic.
Yeah.
So he got the gangrene. So they had to cut his leg off. And now him becoming a disabled person, and he was a very active guy.
Yeah, I mean, it really changes.
It changes your mind. I watch him. That thing just changes you.
Yeah, completely. And I mean, it's just then readjusting to a different pace of life. And exactly like you said, I look at people when they're not motivated, when I was down there, and I said, you have all the limbs to do what you want to do. So what's stopping you?
It's true.
Yeah. And
what's stopping you?
Exactly. And so it just gave me so much motivation. Like you said, every day I wake up and I'm like, I can walk. What a blessing. Okay, cool. I can walk, but what am I going to do with it? And so that's why, for me, still movement and, going to the gym or going for a walk or just moving, dancing.
You've been, actually speaking of dancing, you've been a dancer for you've done dancing for 13 years plus now?
Yes, I'm
professionally?
Yes, I'm a trained Indian classical dancer.
You're a trained Indian classical dancer.
So I've done Bharatanatyam dancing, but alongside it I've done contemporary, a little bit of like ballet, obviously Bollywood, break dancing, hip hop.
Wow, you've done Bollywood before?
Yeah, I mean, it all similar, yes.
Yo!
Just
Shivani, what haven't you just accomplished now? Is this just, what haven't you?
No, again, I was busy. I was really busy from a very young age.
So you've been dancing all this time?
Yeah, so same thing as well. I started dancing, I think when I was like 5 years old. And then same thing, I did it so right before I left for university. I had my big graduation. So now I can teach professionally and I have the certification. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's again all about discipline, and it's just like just keep moving every day. What are you gonna do that's gonna better you? And it's just the small things that you think, oh, I just picked up a book today.
Yeah.
But if you look at that small action, day over day, year after year, and it just you look back and you're like, look how far I've
we've
come.
come from.
So yeah, just try to be 10% better every day. That's my motto.
That's actually the motive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's to be better. It's to be better every day,
Yeah.
just to do things that will basically make you become a better human. And
Yeah.
then now channeling it to other people, channeling that energy to, and you do yoga as well. I saw you do
Yeah,
yoga.
so
Your page is very interesting. You guys should follow Shivani, by the way.
Yeah.
She's just that kind of exceptional influencer. You'll find cool content aside from all the hell that you guys love to see, which is the rumors and the entertaining stuff,
fun
and the
stuff.
cussing and the beefs. Instead of all that, every time I just channel into your Insta stories, and you just see a moment. You gotta be peaceful. You gotta appreciate life.
Yeah.
And I see the foods that you be putting out
I know,
there.
I love to cook.
The dances as well. I really enjoy the I enjoy on your page. I enjoy the dancing.
Yes.
I enjoy the gym, fitness stuff.
Yes,
And I
good
enjoy
one.
the food. I'm not a vegan, but I watch the things that you eat and I'm like, how is she enjoying
It
that?
looks-
But it looks beautiful.
It looks good, and I
looks so
promise
good.
it even tastes better. But yeah, no, I mean, also I'm on the side, like photography and doing stuff is fun. It's like my creative outlet as
You're
well.
a content curator.
Yes, yeah, no, it's good fun, and same thing as well. Just from my passions, I've ended up now just doing social media full time.
Wow.
You
which
know,
is
and
dope. You're a social media entrepreneur. Let me just say that.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's just again, you just follow your passions,
Yeah.
and you'll be amazed at how the doors open up. And I'm not saying that we're at the top yet, but it's just really good to see the progress you can make, and just again, keep working hard, and you don't know what will happen.
You got a very solid foundation, and I think for you, the sky is not even the limit. Like, I feel like for you, you can just accomplish anything, because I can't just wait to see what's next. I think you'll be dope. In Student of the Game, we like advising people what they need to do. For me, I think personally, I think you need to come up with one square whereby you can, because you've experienced most of these things, like dancing, modeling and stuff like that. I feel like you need to open like a space whereby people can come and find there's dancing, there's yoga, there's healthy living, and there's also now, the modeling aspects whereby you can groom these people, to become models and stuff like that.
You never know, and it's amazing to hear that people are responding, because on my page as well, as much as it is like sunshine and rainbows, I also do open up, and if I'm struggling mentally, or
I like your
have an
conversations as
injury,
well.
or it's good to be real, because with today's social media, you only see highlights. You can take a photo, but I can go through even on my feed, and I can tell you, maybe 10 minutes after that, I was in tears because something happened, or so and so said what, or and it's so posed on Instagram, so it's very disconnected from reality, and I think that it's important to remind people that everyone is suffering in some way. Everyone has some sort of pain, and it's as much as you can compare your highlights to them. Just know that everyone's going through their own stuff, and it's just keeping it real. Everyone needs to stay real and stay humble.
Stay real, stay humble.
Yeah.
As we wound up, where do we see Shivani in the next few years to come? And what should the audience be looking up to? Because a lot of people, I think, they'll remember you from G3, the NTV show.
Yes.
When they watch this, they're just gonna be. They won't believe she blossomed to become this beautiful bouquet of flowers you guys are looking at. You know what I'm saying,
you.
man? And then, so 5 years from now, what should they expect, or years to come? And then, if God forbid nature adopts you today. Man, how would you like Shivani to be remembered that? I remember that,
I think, like I said, throughout my life, I just really tried to follow my passions and really stay true. And so I think that, still in 5 years from now, I'll just keep following that wherever it'll take me. And if you told me I would be here today, having gone through what I've gone through, I would be like, what?
I know.
Even 3 years ago, ago. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have never imagined I was here.
Yeah.
And so I just say, I'm not expecting anything, but like I said, just every day, I take it one step at a time. I do have like, obviously your some sort of end goals, what you want to work towards, but it's just at the end of the day, person who keeps following their passion
Yes.
and just, that person that is strong, a person who, has the discipline, has the courage, and just, a challenger, someone who's not afraid to take chances and to really push through life.
Push through life.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm proud of you of is that the fact that you grew up in fame and you never let the fame, get in your head.
Yeah.
That's rule number one that I think a lot of artists or people who are fame need to watch you and see how you
Yeah.
really managed to blossom.
Yeah.
Even as a child who was very famous,
Yeah.
you still managed to pursue the things that your father and mother wanted you to do and still yourself,
Yeah.
what you wanted to do.
And I mean, as much as you say, like, yes, there was the element of me being famous when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I, at exactly the same time, I felt like I had no friends in high school. I was bullied for like really badly for 4 years to the point where I had to change schools, right? I grew up feeling alone most of my life.
Yeah,
And
because you're a
so-
single child as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just like, well, no one's really wishing me well. At that point in time, I didn't have friends. Everyone was kind of cruel to me. Now, when I'm older, I'm just like, oh, they were probably jealous. But
It's true, it's true.
But when I
Having
was,
that glow as a child, it brings a lot of,
attention. And kids
enemies.
are harsh. Wow, kids are not afraid to, like even
tell you
at
that
such a
they
young
hate you,
age,
yeah.
people are savages.
What? So you started being hated on even before social media was here.
Completely. And so that's the thing. I think I've just become so immune to it because the more hate I get, the more I'm like, I must be doing something
So,
right.
right.
So I just keep, as much as it's noisy out there, I just
Yeah.
keep my head down, I
Yeah.
keep focused, I know where I want to go, and I go there.
At only under 25 years of age, would you have accomplished all those things that Shivani has accomplished? Man, I
thank
think
you.
with good parents who have the right direction and the right love for their child,
Yeah.
I think everybody has the opportunity. I think what we have learned from your parents is well-groomed talent can lead to great, great, great parts of life.
Yeah.
And showing a child their potential
Yeah.
as they evolve and they
support
grow.
them. My parents have never once limited me, and if I was interested in anything, they would say do it because they
Yes.
wanted me to discover what I liked, and just that freedom, pushed me forward. Yeah.
Man, we can say a lot.
Yeah,
but I
I
want to
know.
finish this because I know you're a busy lady right now. You gotta get to work. You have another schedule. It's been
Hustle's
real.
real.
It's been real having Shivani on the show, guys. Man, just follow Established African, subscribe. This is Student of the Game.
Yeah.
This is whereby we bring you that juicy conversational content that gets to adjust your mindset. And you get to learn a lot, especially even from our guests who are beautiful and still got brains, man. You know what I'm saying? We're blessed differently, So, man, it's been real. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
May
It was
God
such an
bless you,
honor.
man. Man, you just become big, man. I just
thank
want to
you.
see you do wonders, man.
Thank you.
Because you're a
and
phenomenal woman.
Likewise as well, great initiative that you're doing, and it's
Yeah.
always great to
Thank you very
support,
much.
and everyone rises together.
Could you tell us one last thing? What's your favorite local meal? What do you love eating here, locally?
I love Githeri.
And from today onwards, I'll call you Njeri. She's gonna be Shivani Njeri.
nice
Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you that Kikuyu name. Mama Kikuyu. So the fact that you love Githeri,
Yeah.
we're gonna take a trip down to Kiambu. I'm gonna do something with her on her vlog. Probably I could introduce her to this Kibanda life, Kidogo Najua. Me, I come from that element, the streets element, you know what I mean? So probably I could take Shivani to a trip down to K-South. She
Yeah.
go see some guys down there in K-South. We have some Githeri. I think you'd love it, man.
Yeah, man.
We should
so
do
down.
something on your vlog, man.
Going for an adventure, definitely.
You ready for that adventure?
Oh, always, always.
Gee, better brace yourself, girl.
Okay.
It won't be
alright.
easy, but you're gonna love it. They'll show love.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They'll love you. A lot of kids grew up waiting to see how you blossom and become.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Look at the
I'm
beauty,
honored.
guys. Look at our product of our culture.
Yeah.
Shit. Man, it's been real, man.
Thank you. No,
Proud of you.
amazing to be here, and for everyone who is listening, thanks for watching.
It's been real, student of the game. Catching the next class.